Oh boy. It's been a while. Hello there, everybody. I'm Saban92 aka Nightmare, and I forgot my glasses. Because I'm finally back to the point where I can safely record. And we're back with Miles Edgeworth. Investigations of the Ace Attorney. Whatever the hell this is. Well, aside from a sizable break of sorts, which, to be fair, I kind of had to be fair, we have an old man to finally just bring down. The one most stubborn of bastards. So let's do that. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more.
As if there is anything else for me to testify about.
I still have yet to fully prove that it was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Cochin. Well, I would like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. Okay. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did here at the Theatre Neutralis.
Very well. I suppose I could tell you about that. Because about all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show.
Elaborating on even that alone is good enough for me. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place, for that is the key to this investigation. Let's go. Ooh! Fuck yeah! Also, this is my first time recording with some new settings, so hopefully everything looks a little bit better. Well, that'll be dependent on how the video rendering goes. I watched from the last
row. Sorry about that. My voice kind of changed a little bit. I'm a bit rusty. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? Those moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them.
Uh-huh. So you were in the theater proper, watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you?
Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Steel Samurai.
Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? You're not the one who was cool. It's the Steel Samurai who is cool.
Yeah, and the Steel Samurai's special finishing move today was really something, huh? Huh? Hey, Edgy, who is she? Who is this super cute girl?
You are going nowhere. You are going nowhere near my daughter, Larry. She's been standing here this whole time and only now he notices her?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at being a ninja, aren't I?
Oh, for God's sake. Her name is Kay Faraday, and she's helping me in my investigation.
Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier, but better late than never.
Yes, okay, I'm Larry,
Silence in the peanut gallery. There's no time for such trivialities at a time like this.
Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that? Understandably, yes. I've been looking forward to bringing this guy down for quite a while. I know. This is the end. For that man there. Now that's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. Hey! Oh, that's great. I like that. He's been calling him Mr. Prosecutor this whole goddamn time, and only finally now at the end, he finally calls him by his name. I leave this critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear. I will finish the job. This really is the end game. The time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies. Play that funky music, please. Do it! The last row? I should think that an ambassador would have had special seating reserved.
I wanted my staff to enjoy the Steel Samurai show as well. So I gave up all of the good seats for them. It was enough for me to simply see him.
Hey, the Steel Samurai wasn't the only hero. Let's not forget about the Pink Princess here.
My dear madam, if you continue to thrust about like that, your hip may begin to hurt again.
Oh my! Well, aren't you the considerate person when you want to be? You serial killer. Sorry, I mean killer. What? I didn't say that. But this young butterfly is on the side of Edgy Poo. So you can spare me the flirtatious come-ons! Wow! He's completely frozen!
In frustration, perhaps. I dare say she can be one rather trying opponent. In any case, Mr. Alba, can you actually prove to us that you were watching the show?
Hold it!
Are you admitting then that you have no way of proving to us that you were watching?
Objection! Quiet! Your buzz in my ear like a pesky little fly. If you don't wish to listen quietly until the end of what I have to say, then perhaps you should pack up and get out of my way. I see that you're willing to be a bit more receptive now. While it's true that it may be difficult to prove that I was out in the audience.
Do you now?
Hold it!
Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Miles Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be riled up by him at this important juncture!
I wasn't planning to let him.
Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. And didn't you think the cinematic scene of today's show is just totally awesome?
Yes, I remember that well. And that spectacular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate. Early summer rain jab. Oh, that scene will live on in my heart forever.
Wait, is that how it went? I totally forgot about that.
Huh. Wait a minute. Early summer rain, yeah. Wait a minute. That requires the use of a spear, doesn't it? I realize it's been about a week or so since I've been able to actually record this, but... There. Because he bent it, Larry... Oh, you fucked up, Alba! Because he bent it, Larry couldn't do the early summer rain jab. You fucked up! How can you forget your own special moves? That's the special attack that the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear.
Yes, and today was the first time they showed it off, was it not?
Oh my god.
If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move?
I suppose you are correct, but if you could, please elaborate on this point for me.
One of the scenes was of his never-before-seen early summer rain jab move.
Okay, I know what I gotta do. But dialogue.
Hold it!
Early summer rain jab was a move that was to be unveiled today.
And because I saw that brand new special move, I believe it confirms my alibi.
How sad. The only way he's got to protect himself is that he watched the Steel Samurai. I guess this guy really has nothing else left.
Yes, and to avoid arrest, you can bet he'll say or do anything. He's a stubborn old coot, I'll give him that. But with all of us here, there will be no escape for him.
Yeah, we'll find a way to bring him to justice.
Now then, let us continue with your testimony, Mr. Alba.
Very well. the Steel Samurai special move and the various other scenes.
Hold it!
I agree. Today will be a day to remember. Especially when we finally make you pay for all the wrongs you've committed!
What?
Hey, that's what the Steel Samurai says when he defeats the evil magistrate. Actually, that line was just something I ad-libbed.
You may act all surprised, but naturally, you remember this line, don't you?
Of course I do. I just now understand how the evil magistrate felt. That's all.
Then allow me to make you identify with the evil magistrate some more.
Hey, and that makes you the Steel Samurai, huh?
Well, if you had to complete the analogy, I suppose then yes. He's worthy of the title, and I do believe it's about time to bring the curtains down on this with a bang. Kay and myself are also in the audience of the Steel Samurai stage show.
He's got nothing on the Gem Ninja, but he was still cool enough, I guess. That wasn't my brand new special finishing move totally rad?
No, don't tell me. It was you who thought up that special move?
Yep. Oh, now what was it again? Extremely silly rain jab? Was that it? You idiot. No, wait, it was stubble breaking chop. Ah, that doesn't sound quite right.
How can you forget a move you came up with? The final piece to Mr. Alba's alibi is that he was watching the Steel Samurai's show. However, if he was busy killing Mr. Kojin, he would not have had the time to do so. Because we already know the answer to this. You old fool.
Objection!
I don't think so. The special move today was the early summer rain jab. Is that your final answer?
Objection!
You little irritating gnat. Do you think you can trip me up by asking the same question over and over?
That was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this.
The samurai spear. What about it?
This spear actually never made it on stage today.
Excuse me?
Gotcha. Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness.
What?
Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Kay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight?
It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash.
Correct. Because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known the move that was used. Carcass Alba! You didn't watch even a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you?
So if he wasn't watching the show tonight, then it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Kojin instead.
So, where were you during the show? I demand an answer, now! Just what is so funny?
You're so sloppy. And so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watched the show, or most of it in any case.
What do you mean by most of it?
Ah, you see, during the show I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assumed that was when that scene was played out on stage.
That is the lousiest, lamest excuse I have ever heard in my life, pal.
Just because he got the name of the move wrong. We can't really use that as proof that he didn't watch the show at all.
God damn, you stubborn old bastard. Just fucking take the punishment.
As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I'd wanted to watch the entire show. Honest.
Objection!
As a Steel Samurai fan? For someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show. You have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan, ever! And I'm saying that as the biggest fanboy.
Who was that just now?
It would be I, young lady.
Larry! What are you doing interrupting me like that?
Edgy, just hold on for a second, I beg. You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samaniac.
What exactly is a Steel Samaniac, pal?
I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac.
Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one because I'm the Steel Samurai.
Objection!
You will never... I will never acknowledge you as a true Steel Samurai!
What are you getting so worked up over, Mr. Edgeworth?
My dreams have been broken, okay?
It appears that the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a friend. As well as he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I missed the entire show. It was a most amazing show, filled with the spirit of the young and the young at heart.
The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker.
Okay. Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive, like physical evidence? Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Master Manny Kojin.
You know what, Gramps? You're really something else.
I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is it for?
Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain jab. That move is a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff know about.
Wait. It was a secret? Larry, wait. What did you just say?
Huh? Did I say something stupid again?
No, you said something incredibly important. Did you say that the early summer rain jab was actually a secret?
Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show.
Right before?
Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we were supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain jab. That's kind of how we decided the name of the move. But by that time, I'd already bent the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless.
Wait a minute, that means that he was in the room at the sell the whiteboard.
All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same. The director has my complete sympathy.
So basically, because we changed the move to the sushi slash, we kind of pretended that the early summer rain jab didn't exist at all. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out that we changed the move, so we made it a secret.
So basically a gag order was issued for publicity's sake.
It almost makes the early summer rain jab sound like a lost art.
Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of the move.
Objection!
Hold those lips of yours still.
What the heck, old man?
I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also very tedious and a pointless exercise in wasting time, much like a kid's show.
Hey! Some kid shows are pretty good.
Objection!
Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you.
How dare you?
I suspect that you've already noticed exactly what the very severe implications are in this man's testimony.
Ha! So now you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read into the behind scenes of a story of a kid's show.
That's adorable. You idiot.
Not so fast.
Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this, Corcus Alba.
You were the one who said it yourself, that the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab. But that name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start.
So, Jesus, what are you driving at?
That the name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said aloud.
Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of that move?
Because I can only think of one way you could have known.
Corcus Alba, this is the only way you could have known the name of the special move. Well, obviously he didn't think it up. He couldn't have asked about it, so he probably saw it. He probably saw the whole thing in action.
Oh yeah, play that funky music.
You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew you were keeping it a secret. So, you couldn't have simply gone up to a staff member and asked. Which means that the only other option left is that you saw it on the whiteboard.
So that means that Mr. Alba was in the waiting room at some point, right?
But what's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means.
Gumshoe. I won't lie, I've been jamming to this music for a bit here. There is another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and to Mr. Kojin's murder. If it's what I think it is, it'd have to be the push card. Yeah, it would have to be the push card.
Take that.
The push cart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. During the show, the push cart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room. And it was finally pushed there, along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. And then, right after the show ended, it went into Alabaster along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage.
So basically, the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show.
Precisely.
Oh, but wait, what if, and this is just a what if the murder didn't take place in the dressing room?
What do you mean, Kay?
I have to admit she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people.
Anyone going into the private dressing room would stand out like a sore thumb.
But despite that, the killer still managed to move the body with the pushcart.
Correct. And it is because of the setup of the theater's dressing room that it would be the ideal location for the murder of Manny Kojin. Corcus Alba, during the show you went down to the dressing room. And I want to know why.
Yes. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it! I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest!
Objection.
Not so fast. What is it now? Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself?
Explain? What is there to explain? You won't shut the hell up!
I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. I went in to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. And that's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard.
You punk! Still trying to get out of this?
Do you really think you can get away at this point?
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him?
I don't have enough evidence on hand to do anything. Well, there's still a bunch of evidence we haven't used yet. I don't have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. But if that's what I need, then perhaps... Agent Lang! I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order. It's possible that we may find new evidence there.
Yeah, if Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, I'm sure he'll find some new facts, pal.
Oh, and if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something from a recreation.
Not so fast.
We don't need to do any of that. What? Wolfie, how could you? I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men really are something else.
Yeah, you should treat him to a nice pizza party, bro. To be fair, Lang really strikes me as the guy that would actually throw a pizza party for his group if they did a good job. Seriously, Lang is the kind of guy that you want to work under because it seems like he legitimately cares.
And they found nothing? There's only one thing I can say to you, sis. And it's that they found nothing. That's it.
I guess you're right. If they had found something, they would have reported it to us.
They couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find.
And if there's no info to feed into Little Thief, then I can't do much to help either.
Is this the end? No, of course not. The murder took place in this theater, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder. If I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. Is there no other course of action left to us? Logic?
It would appear that your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now, if you'll excuse me, because of you people, I missed my flight. Now I must make haste to arrange for a new one.
Who is it this time?
Oh!
Hold it right there, you whippersnappers.
Old bag? Wendy, what are you doing?
Oh, first Larry and now you. What is it with that scary mobster-like scowl on your face, Edgy Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I've been meaning to say this, but of all you keep talking about things I don't get at all. You're leaving a state in the sad, depressing, lonely dust that I'm about to cry in. Why did you have to speak up right at this instant? But you know what, Edgy Poo, cheer up. Because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing.
Is it a samurai dog? The most wonderful thing? From you?
It's so super special that I couldn't just give it away just to anyone, you know. Oh, my special present of love to my sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? Is this?
It's...
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
It's a box of those samurai dogs, right?
Yes. Oh, Edgy Poo, here, go and eat one and you'll feel as right as rain.
I felt half of my brain just to implode. I have at this moment forgotten how to do math, forgotten how to read, forgotten what my first memory of high school was. Who are you, Gumshoe?
Even I can't believe this. Are we through here?
Why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo! Tell me you understand the depth of this lady's love for you.
I swear. If the fucking samurai dog has some crazy... Wait. Wait a minute. How are the hot dogs carried around? I mean, because usually whenever you think of somebody carrying around hot dogs, they usually have like one of those little strappy thingies attached around their neck, and they have like a little box in front of them, and they just kind of hand them out like that, like at a baseball game or something like that, but... This place doesn't seem like that kind of deal. And at the moment, the only thing we can think of that would carry the dogs would be the push cart. Wendy, where did you get these?
I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me that maybe it would be a good idea if I fed you. If you're nice and full, one day it's my dream to serve you some of my own homemade food. I mean, it is the desire of every woman to make sure that their beloved never goes hungry. That's what I thought was experience. I'll tell you one thing at a time ago. I used to say it almost like those in front of me. I was outside in the kitchen back then. Mr. Edgeworth, please, Jesus Christ, can you do anything about her, please? My head hurts.
There is no power on earth that can force that woman into silence.
But I'm so sick and tired of it! All you people do is look down on me! Even this box of samurai dogs played me for a fool! It had a special design on its fan, like the Japanese flag, so I thought it was special! But when I ate one, it tasted just like the old rest! Oh, it made me so mad!
Wait. Hold on. Wait. A special box with a Hinamaru, like, fan on it. I've never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red rising sun on this fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be? Oh my god, no! After the show, the samurai dogs are piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there is no such thing as a rising sun dog. Wait, taken from the dressing room, the fan's rising sun is filled in for some reason. Logic! This contradiction of facts between something that should not exist and yet does. The rays from this rising sun may just be what we needed to point us in the right direction. Old bag, oh my god! A present?
The studio bigwigs basically tell us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into the push...
Oh my god!
I had to pile them all into the push cart just to move them all.
Oh! I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Kojin at this theater, and then placed his body inside the pushcart. Bro! And then, you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be, once we've found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. Logic mode! Boxes of samurai dogs were sitting in the pushcart, taken from the rising sun. Okay, so these would have to be the same. Nope, they didn't. Okay. The pieces don't fit together quite right. That's weird. I thought I had to... whatever. Killer placed the cushion in the restroom. If these don't connect, then I had to connect Rising Sun Dogs and buying the push cart, because all three go together, technically. The killer used the push cart to transport the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs that were piled up on the dressing room floor were most likely taken out of the pushcart by the killer. And thus... that which should not exist, This box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru on it. If this red rising sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing dogs from the pushcart, then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe... It's blood! Okay. How fitting that is messed up. As long as this red substance turns out to what I believe it to be. Mother. Wendy Oldbag. I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir?
Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Kojin in the dressing room.
How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. Well, anyway, I'm going to continue to cooperate with some definitive evidence.
That arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and it is what will put you away for good.
You're bluffing.
Oh, hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sounds like you finally found them. You finally found the fangs we need to go after this guy's jugular.
I like the way you speak.
So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs is going to put the old man away?
The trace evidence that will bring him down? Why, it's here, of course. Okay, so... let's, zoom in. This. This box of samurai dogs with a rising sun fan on it. This should never have existed. So I want you to all take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood.
Huh? What?
Blood, you say?
Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analyzed post-haste.
Oh, I've got to admit, I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey, you! Get this down to the lab, pronto!
But why was there blood on that box to begin with?
If we think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you said that you transported the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct?
Oh, yeah, you have a great memory, Edgy. That pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill up the cart.
If what Larry says is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor?
Ah, I see. The killer took them out in order to place the body in the pushcart.
Exactly. And that is when I believe the victim's blood found its way onto that box.
But when my men investigated that room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there. Because embassy staff members had already confiscated them.
Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder.
It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got to them, huh? Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame.
Huh? What a scandalous way of putting that. I didn't steal, I received it for myself.
Fucking Wendy, goddamn, good job, girl. Kirkus Alba, I'd say this was one very fatal oversight on your part.
Sorry to rain on your little love fest, however.
How can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this?
Even if that blood turns out to belong to Mr. Kojin, then what?
So, Mr. Edgeworth, it sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh?
The sole piece of evidence that was left at the scene of the crime. That alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room.
And you say that like it means something.
Huh?
Oh boy. Excuse me, sirs. Whose blood is it?
Report! What were the results of the analysis?
Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood.
I knew it. With this, Carcass Alba.
Objection!
Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question.
You'll question?
The one from before, or have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Cochin's blood, what difference would it make?
Not so fast!
Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was that dressing room.
Objection!
But it doesn't prove that I'm your killer, does it?
That's...
Is a very good point. The blood on that box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer.
Then, this evidence, it's meaningless?
Well, it depends on whose blood it is.
That can't be. We were so close, sir!
I'm gonna smack that smug look off his face. Come on, there's gotta be something we can do. Grab a bat!
Okay, let's get it.
We finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose with it. Yeah! I can't think of a single thing. Well...
If you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now. It wasn't me, pal.
And it wasn't me this time either.
It wasn't me either.
It was me! Who? Why did you? Because I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir. There's more?
What? Hurry up and spit it out!
Yes, sir. That blood I mentioned. It's not of the same blood type as the victim's blood.
What?
No!
What? What?
What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell's is it?
Carcass Alba's, probably. I don't know, sir! All I know is that it's not the same blood type as the victim, sir!
What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore.
Neither do I.
My, what an amusing turn of events. That blood drop proves something to be true, all right. Namely, my words.
And which one of your words would that be?
Well, the ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy?
What sort of nonsense?
Yeah, it's blood, pal! There's no way it's not related to the murder! Sure you would like to believe. But what if someone prepared the samurai dogs had a small nosebleed? What then? Oh, you haven't got to be goddamn kidding me. Even I can smell this bullshit. God damn it!
Oh my god!
I guess that's possible.
I've already figured it out, though.
Damn it! Have we been wasting our time on a red herring?
The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough.
Carcass Alba! You bastard!
Silence! Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. I've wasted enough time here with you, and you have your answers. Now, let me through.
them fast!
Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to. You'll never escape me! Someday, I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see! And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see that I can't English, what the hell? And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see to it that that day comes.
You know what your words sound like to me. They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt.
Is this really the extent of all that we can do? Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility? Someone else other than the victim? Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, it is I who has been backed into one. In a situation like this, what would Wright do? What would he, who can turn any desperate situation around, do? What would my boyfriend do? Turn it around. That's it! I must turn my way of thinking around! It's not, whose blood is this? It's, whose blood could get onto the box like this? And if I think about it that way... If the blood got onto the box when the body was being placed into the pushcart, then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. And there was only one person that could be.
Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you kids that I was removed from center stage. And will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like what the raven feels as it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me. Not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me.
You see, that is shit like only an actual criminal would say. Good God!
Objection!
By the way, you're screwed. Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you.
What do you mean?
Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful.
Pitiful. Oh, so?
Carcass Alba! Your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who's trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you.
Mere words.
What do you mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth?
Just what you think it means, Kay. We'd already caught him in our trap a while back. With an incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence.
Hey, heard Mr. Prosecutor. Care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence?
The piece I speak of is, of course, this drop of blood.
But we know that it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all.
Miss Von Karma, I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that is the most important is the fact that it is not the victim's blood.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
You're looking a little pale. Good. Then I believe you're already aware of what I mean.
Then, you know who the blood belongs to?
Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that soiled this box of samurai dogs belongs to this person. Mr. Carcass Alba himself. Also, hell, his portrait actually changed. Nice. But it's you. The blood of the rising sun in this box belongs to you, Carcass Alba.
What? Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim!
The blood fell onto the box when Mr. Kochin's body was being loaded into the pushcart. At that time, the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer.
Oh, so that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim,
Then there is only one other person it could belong to.
Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion.
But Mr. Kojin was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding?
What if during the murder Mr. Kojin had fought back?
You mean if before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Kojin managed to wound Mr. Alba?
Yes, and I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves that he was bleeding then. What's the piece of evidence that shows that Mr. Alba was probably bleeding at the time? Probably the Yatagarasu's key. Because that was a knife that was, like, look at that, discovered at the Babyliss embassy at the Secretariat's office. This right here was stabbed into Mr. Alba. Therefore, it would have to be. Actually, wait a minute. No. This shows that Mr. Alba was probably bleeding. No, not this. The actual piece of evidence, his actual wound.
Take that!
Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound.
That was when Femjamas II attacked me with the pair of scissors.
Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room.
Ah, but is that what really happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, so I can't just accept that as fact. Shall we try test Mr. Alba and see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors? Lang, hold him down.
Objection!
You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility.
You'll want to talk, Mr. Alba. You've managed to give the law the slip for 10 years as the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are one of a kind criminal.
Objection!
I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing.
You believe I've overlooked something?
You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Kojin, and that it was caused here in one of the theater's dressing rooms, right?
Yes, that is correct.
I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and one that could only have come from a blade.
Again, I've already covered that.
I wonder where you would propose that such a weapon came from.
This theater was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come into this area with a weapon of any sort.
The Yatagarasu's key can literally be disguised as a key, while its secret use is that it can be turned into a knife.
Knuckle back!
just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the Alabastian knife in a bouquet, there must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort.
But as long as you can't prove what that other way is, all your talk about Mr. Kojin stabbing me is pure nonsense. So, if that other way does exist, you'd better hurry and tell me now.
Oh, gladly. With pleasure.
Wait, what?
This piece of evidence shows us how Mr. Kojin brought a weapon into this theater.
Take that!
Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yatagarasu's key.
That key!
That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago.
Yep. And it is very unique, in that it is both a key and a knife. Meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theater.
No!
You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped off the blood and placed it back in Mr. Kojin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. Yep. And inside that safe, there was a document about Kadopian paper, signed by Mr. Kojin. In order to make it look like Mr. Kojin died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make it so that the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your wound, Mr. Kirkus Alba? You can't run now. You lose. And that is what some may call the coup de grace.
Impossible. You can't take me down! Swine! All of you! Especially Manny Koten. This is all because of that man's betrayal. He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all of my crimes for me! That's why I sent out the Atagarasu's card, and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Atagarasu! But I had yet another reason, yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close! And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids! Prosecutors, fuck you.
Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there is one more question I forgot to ask. This country's, or Alabast's, which country's court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. Holy shit, man. My throat hurts. But man, that felt good. Finally took that old bastard down. Whew. Okay, I think that literally shredded my throat. Oh, man. Okay. Holy fuck, that shredded me. Oh, but God, that was so satisfying. March 17th, 11:21 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Whoa! This is it. The big day. It's Mr. Alba's trial today.
And next week he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Alabast. Francisca's heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it.
Having to face Miss Von Karma in court right after facing you, sir. Ugh, I don't even want to think of what that would be like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into the courthouse. And boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck.
Can somebody please give Gumshoe a raise?
You know, I've been thinking. That flight attendant, and even Mr. Portsman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents.
Correct. That smuggling ring was the common thread between all of the incidents. Cammy Meal was to provide support during smuggling ops using her job as an attendant. And Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring to end in their favor.
Oh, High-Flight Airlines and even the prosecutor's office. No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir?
I suspect there are even more members of this ring spread throughout the world.
Yeah, it sounds like such a big op that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like.
What is it, Detective?
Nothing. It's just, well, come to think of it, Mr. Ernest Amano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir.
I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. But all of that has come to an end as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society.
Well, with the arrests of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Romano, I guess that about wraps up the KG-8 incident as well, huh?
I suppose so.
The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG8 incident was Mac Rell. Those two facts are the unshakable truth. However, it seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. And I will expose it all at the trials today.
You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir?
CCU and Deadman. Perhaps now these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Palino. Yay! Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of these, so I'm giving them to you.
What? Seriously, sir? Wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Cadopia again, its economy has changed.
Wait, really?
And it seems that Ambassador Palino has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador of the newly reunified Cadopia.
Good! The man deserves it! He actually gives a damn!
But what a pity. Even though every item he sent is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant Kay.
What? Well, wait, that's not what I said. So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir.
Actually, wait a minute. What the hell was that? Was that a glitch? I assumed that was freaking Franziska talking. Because it had like the girl beeps. I think?
Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she's still not here?
Because I'm right here. Hey, you gotta be more alert than that.
Oh, that was Kay speaking.
I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit.
You sounded like Franziska.
I totally didn't notice you or realize that voice was you.
Langshi says, ferocious love blooms it with each new spring.
Agent Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here.
It's been a long time since I set foot in the courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. I want to see you in action in court.
Is that so, Agent Lang?
We flushed out all the counterfeit bills, so Zheng Fa is finally at peace again. And it's all thanks to you, so I just want to say thanks.
Wow, I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth.
I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to the both of us in this case.
The shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you, prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about to change. You got that?
I wouldn't have it any other way. I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job.
Yeah. And if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm going to get that person no matter what.
Translation, if you ever need help, don't hesitate to call. All right. It's about time for the trial to start. I will see you later.
I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this.
I prepared a whole ton of ticker tape for today's victory, sir.
I'll throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins.
Hope you've got enough because I'm gonna go call my men up as well.
A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way.
Holy shit.
The scene shifts to the courtroom. The final act begins. The legend of the great thief Yatakarasu is a story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to the pursuit of the truth. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants they meet. And to that end, you have no choice but to win it by any means necessary. That creed was forced on me since I was very young. However, I no longer think that is all we prosecutors are. And that is because... even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one. And today, more than any other day, I feel the fight within me rising.
Objection!
Hell yeah! Oh. Getting ourselves a nice little,
I'm really in Mr. Edgeworth's debt for the other day. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve in the friendly blue skies. Oh, so about my suitcases. I've been selling them on the internet, and they've become a real sensation. Thanks to the praise the art world has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern. The airline has chosen me to design their new line of I-Fly jumbo jets. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet.
Of course, the internet would come to appreciate your artwork, so good on you. Also, we might need to workshop that idea. Oh, God.
Edgeworth, oh, that rudeness of a rude man. Because of him, my time and money is wasted. But more importantly, I've received the most fantastic treasure recently. The prima doc statue of the Principality of Cadopia. It weighs a bit light in my hands, but the Ambassador Palino was most generous.
Oh my God. That's great. That's fucking great. I've always loved this sort of thing with the characters at the end of a story.
We finally caught Agent Hicks's killer, and I was able to witness Mr. Alba's teary eyes. It feels good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, the Cadopian court awaits.
Please don't whip me again.
No promises. Cadopia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my whip should find new vigor there.
Of course. God, this story was... I'll leave my thoughts after we get all this done. To where I have a moment where I can... Oh! This little patrolman has been fired as of today, sir! I thought I was safe since we found the gun I dropped. But I had noticed that I dropped my police badge, too! I guess what really broke the camel's back was that I couldn't find my badge. My little life has suddenly tripped into a dark black hole, sir! I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles Man. Oh, God damn it, dude. Oh, my God. I think that's one of the things I've liked about these, because we get, like, little bits of what the characters are up to. I like it. Oh, hey! You only appeared for one scene.
I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edgeworth a bit more than I did. But I've got to get going and return to Europe. I've still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there. Next time I help Mr. Edgeworth on a case, I'm going to do it as a real forensic scientist. I'm sure he's going to need all the help I can give him, scientifically.
I believe in you. Holy crap, voicing Kirkus Alba fucked my throat up. Usually it's the gumshoe voice that did it, but goddamn Alba. Oh, God.
Because the kidnapping was staged, I was let off easy. But I won't be going outside much anytime soon, but that's really okay. The only prison I'm forever trapped in is the cage of love! The guard down at the detention center, well, when he's on guard duty, He has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. But don't. Oh, stop it, Lauren. When will you ever learn to stop being a prisoner of love?
You fall in love a bit too easily, ma'am.
Yeah! Rats? It appears there are all sorts of drama that takes place outside the courtroom. Since we judges are here day in and day out, I've only heard a few rumors, but apparently Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something.
Ace Attorney Judge! Give me this! Give me a spin-off where it stars Judge! I need this! Oh my god, I need this so badly. Or does a spin-off game where it stars only Gumshoe? A spin-off game starring Gumshoe and Judge just pops up every now and then.
There you go. I barely escaped death yet again.
Yeah, but boy, were we lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth help us out, huh?
Yeah, because I lost that key, I got fired from my security guard job.
Oh, don't let it get you down, Maggie. You still got me.
You're right, sir. I won't be sad. I'm going to pick myself up and get through this. I wonder what my next job should be. This is actually kind of fun.
Well, as long as you don't get beat up over it, I guess I should...
Yeah, go for it. Good. Go.
Ooh! Why not come to Kadobia for your summer vacation? We have coupons aplenty. Right now, our embassy is proud to present our Let's Investigate a Murder show. Although recreating that particular case has created a few more small fires on its own. Then we had a few problems with the fire marshals. Oh, the next event will be great! It will be an attraction entitled Captures the Yatagarasu. Of course, I hope to in this case help in creating our latest attraction.
Oh, I'm sure she'd be great to have fun with that. Also, good on you. I've never been part of a murder mystery sort of deal, or one of those murder mystery dinner things, but I've heard they're really fun.
I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and went to Japan. But it's okay, because that's how I met Miharu. We're planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. We're going to sell blue ocean dogs. Those are like hotcakes hot dogs for sure. A blue hot dog and a blue bun, I guarantee it'll turn your tongue and your face blue. You know, I'm not really the type to work a lot or at all, really. But, so I noticed I really haven't seen the guy in the blue suit at all recently. I wonder what's up. Well, the next time we meet, I'm gonna make him eat one of my dogs.
Fucking say his name! You know what his name is!
Nick!
Oh? Wait, Lang?
Thea gave testimony in court today as a member of the Yatagarasu.
Yo, Mr. Bad, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that elements within the ring have begun moving?
They're probably fighting over who should succeed, over who should be the next boss. Although, to be honest, I wish I could forget I'd ever heard of that smuggling ring.
Lang Shi says, thoroughly bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escapes this wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet!
Ah, youth. When did I become so old, I wonder? I've begun noticing the gray hairs on my beard more. I'm thinking of retiring my mirror.
I got to see my boy Bad again! Woo! Oh, Wendy's turn!
Alright, let's go.
I was the Pink Princess and the Pink Badger all in the span of 2 days. Talk about busy. But it's alright because I got a letter from my beloved Edgy Poo. Please take care of your hip. And when you wish to speak, first take off your headpiece. What does he mean by that last statement? This little guy enjoyed being under a headpiece every time I see him. I've been an alien and then some creepy fuzzy pink animal and then I was the pink princess and a great tale of justice, but ever since I was young maid I could be spotted wearing a stylish out of my head, although it's right around there where the back comes from. It's a terrible idea.
Can I have a break, please? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Man, getting back into the spin of things is the hardest thing to do. Whew. March 17th, 4:33 p.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202.
Whoop! I feel so much better now that the trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir.
Yeah, and nothing beat the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom.
Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court.
Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they've begun large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave to Francisca and Agent Lang.
So, what are your plans now, Kay?
Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, I know. Maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
Are you still trying to steal my job, pal?
I'm just kidding. I can't steal something so important to you, Gummy.
Whew, what a relief.
Okay.
Yes?
Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief?
Well, of course. But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team of my own.
You mean right now?
A 3-person team? You mean like us?
A 3-person team of young beauties the same age as me, if possible.
Oh. With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the other 2 other people you need.
My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what was so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away.
Good on you, Kay.
I'm going to work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed.
Let's both strive for such a future.
Well, I guess it's time for me to get going.
I see.
Kay, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger.
Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in.
If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door.
Oh, it's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken for forever.
You might want to get that fixed.
Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just the 3 of us.
Yeah, a commemorative photo. Every big case has to end with one.
No.
Hey, why not?
Oh, don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth.
Of course not, Detective! You totally are.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here.
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe! Stop that! I can't be seen doing that!
Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese.
And thus, the long tale of the KG-8 incident came to a close. It saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. But there is little time to rest and relax. For I am eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is my want to pursue the truth, and my want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed. Aww. Oh, god damn, you're gonna make me tear up. Come on.
Damn it, you succeeded. Oh my goodness. Well, that was Ace Attorney, Miles Edgeworth, or whatever. It was the Miles Edgeworth game. And honestly, I think it was everything I ever wished to experience. Because if we go back to the previous game, there was a brief moment where we basically played as Edgeworth to help out Phoenix. In that brief moment, I got to see his own process, how he did things finally from his perspective, and got to experience the joy of playing as Edgeworth. And that right there, that one moment right there was I guess could be probably considered a bit of a preview of what I was hoping to experience whenever I finally got to this. And you want to know something? It exceeded my expectations. It exceeded my expectations and gave me more than I could possibly ever ask for. The entire tale of the Yatagarasu, the fact that every case was actually interconnected, the whole deal about the big bad being the smuggling ring and how they worked behind the scenes and how in-depth and deep their operations were, how far its influence reached. Everything about that was great. The introduction of the character Kay Faraday, the Yatagarasu herself. Everything about her story, her relationship with Edgeworth and even Gumshoe. How they had like a tight-knit sort of family unit. While she may have lost her father, it felt like Edgeworth and Gumshoe were kind of fitting the criteria to kind of be surrogate fathers. Gumshoe being the goofy, loving side, while Edgeworth being the tough but well-meaning side of a parent. And I like that even Franziska herself was also part of this unit. I'm not ignoring her. I'm happy that she was also part of this. How she was almost like a surrogate big sister to Kay. It really showed a much softer side to Franziska's personality. One we rarely get to see, but it's greatly appreciated whenever we do get the chance to actually see that side of her. I have to admit, the flashback sequence where we got to see Manfred von Karma all over again and see a younger Edgeworth and everything from the past and all of that, while it was pre-development Edgeworth, it showed that he still had a relatively good head on his shoulders at the time. Detective Bad. The reveal of the true nature of the Yatagarasu being Burn, Bad, and Callisto. Well, technically, the true Yatagarasu really was just Burn, Faraday, and Detective Bad. Callisto, no. Just a villain that worked underneath Kirkus Alba. The reveal of the final big bad, Kirkus Alba. Good lord. From a decrepit old man to a decrepit old fool. A coward, in my opinion. Nothing was more satisfying than finally bringing him down. The fact that everything felt like it was building up, everything was connected. It felt so goddamn good. And I just... I love it. Everything about this game was what I wanted in an Edgeworth game, and even more. And I'm definitely looking forward to playing the sequel, but for now, I feel I need to go ahead and give my throat a bit of a rest. It always seems to happen whenever I play a game where I have to do a large amount of the voice acting, which, don't get me wrong, I actually thoroughly enjoy. But a break every now and then is always welcome. But don't worry, I will probably ask for help on getting the sequel up and running, because apparently I have to find a fan translation to make it work, because it was never translated to America. Which is kind of a shame, because considering how beloved I imagine this series is here in America, I'm surprised that it never got, actually translated. But regardless, whenever we get to it, I will keep you all in mind, or I will keep you guys up to date about when I plan on doing that. Hell, I might do an announcement maybe the day before or after I start actually doing the recording and all that, but you know what I mean. Regardless, that's it for me. If you all like this series, well, considering how many people always comment on this, I guarantee you probably actually did like this. So I also want to take that time to thank everybody that even watches this, even people that don't even comment. I just want to thank you for actually making this journey as enjoyable as it has always been since I've started doing the Ace Attorney games. Y'all make this extremely enjoyable and something that I absolutely look forward to. So I just wanted to say thank you. For now, though, I'm going to go brew myself a nice hot cup of tea because doing Kirkus Alba's voice fucking shredded me. Anyway, once again, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all very much for joining me. And thank you all very much for making this experience a wonderful one once again. And I will see all of you next time.